Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the On This Date in MLB podcast, and this is episode 2. We had our inaugural episode. Is that how you say it, bro? Yeah, right. Can say that.
Yeah. Inaugural. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So that our first one last week, and if you haven't checked that one out, go check it out. It was a lot of fun. We're still a little new to this, so just bear with us when we have our little blunders. And yeah. Other than that, man, how you been? You've been having a good week.
Doing good, man. Doing good. Excited to get this second episode going. The we were just talking about it in the pre-show meeting. The no prepping is intense, you know.
Yeah.
So excited to share what we found with our followers this week.
Yeah, so what he's referring to is that when we met up right now, we had like a little 5 minute chat. When we start getting our notes ready for these episodes, these podcasts, we end up diving a little too deep into specific things, and it's just something that we can't help because we just love it so much that we forget we have other things to attend to, and we end up diving super deep into whatever it is we're dealing with. Anyway, we're gonna get started with the first segment. So today we're gonna do the first segment, usual stuff. We're gonna do 5 features of the week. They're from the past week, not this week. There are only 5 of them. There's plenty that we did not that we missed that we didn't bring with us, but that doesn't mean that we didn't like them. It's just these are just some of our handpicked favorite ones, and maybe at some point we can have you guys from Instagram help us pick some of the ones you guys like. After that, we're gonna go over current news, and we'll cover a couple topics just like last time, and then we're gonna get into the trade reactions. Kind of like that's kind of like current news, so it goes hand in hand. But next week we'll switch up that third segment again, and that's the one that's gonna be like kind of like a revolving door where we're gonna have different things happening toward the end of the show. So without further ado, you ready to jump into the first one, bro?
Let's get it.
All right. So the first one, guys, is July 25th, 1996, and Mark McGwire, he hits a moonshot at the Sky Dome in a game between the Oakland Athletics and Toronto Blue Jays, and the top of the fourth inning. Whenever you're ready, bro, let me know and I'll count down.
Ready?
All right, 3, 2, 1. Just left it over the plate. Oh,
The lefty righty matchup. So that pitch was actually on the outside part of the plate. I think, if I saw that correctly.
bro, I was like 10 rows up.
That was at least a good 8 to 10 rows. Yeah, man. That's crazy. That's
10, maybe 6, 7. Yeah, 8, like you said,
I, I
bro.
I wonder how it feels. You saw that shot how it zoomed out from
Yeah,
like the first base dugout. I wonder how it
yeah.
feels to hit a ball that hard, man, or that far.
I don't know how it feels to be that big, bro.
That's gonna be unreal.
You could just smack somebody up.
and
He's big as hell, bro.
I think he was at. So this was what 90, 96?
Yes, sir.
96. So he was still growing, bro. He was probably still, look at that.
A
So
little kid got it.
he was actually the second guy to reach the fifth deck. Those people weren't expecting a ball that day, right? Like,
No
nobody's got
way.
a glove. Nobody's got a glove up there.
No way. So
So he was the second guy to reach the fifth deck up there. I found it was estimated to be a 488-foot bomb. Um, it was a little further than the one Canseco hit. Canseco was the first one to reach the fifth deck.
mm,
But the furthest ball to reach the fifth deck was by Manny Ramirez, who hit 491 feet in 2001.
okay. Damn, people forget about Manny. He was a pure hitter, man.
Yeah, man.
So just to recap a little bit, in 96, McGuire was an all-star. He was a silver slugger. His slash line was a 312, 467, 730, and his OPS was 1.198. The on base, the slugging, and the OPS, they were all league leading. He ended up with 52 home runs, 113 RBI, 104 runs, 132 hits, and he only played in 130 games. So I mean, those numbers are pretty crazy for just missing 30 games basically.
And he also led the league in OPS plus with 196. And
Bro,
for
that's
those of you that
crazy.
remember, the league average is 100, right? For
Yes, sir.
OPS plus. So he was almost doubling that. So that's just unreal.
Yeah,
And I think he was like fifth in MVP voting that year. So that's gotta be crazy with those numbers, right?
yeah. I mean, I think if he would have played maybe the 150, 160, he would have probably been in there, another about a month
Oh
of
yeah,
games left,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I know McGuire is very controversial. Every time we post him,
Touchy subject,
it's a
but
little touchy because
definitely definitely one of the biggest power hitters of our the steroid era and our generation. You know.
yeah, yeah, for sure. It gets a little violent in the comment section under those posts, but as long as you guys don't get too personal and start calling each other, out of your names or whatever, keep it as civil as possible. But we
It's
encourage
about
those.
baseball, man.
Yeah,
It's a part of baseball. As bad as the era as it was, it's part of baseball. We still got to talk about it, right?
yeah. And on top of that, bro, one thing we've talked about is, and then we'll jump into the next one right now. The people during that time, they didn't. Maybe some people had an idea, but the fans in general, they were just experiencing everything, and it's like I feel like sometimes when people try to talk down that era, yeah, it has its blemishes or whatever, but you take away from those fan experiences too,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
every now and then we'll put up a steroid era post and somebody will comment, "Oh, I was at this game with my dad," and it's just like, you can't take that away from people because we didn't know, they didn't
yeah.
know. So that's something to think about. So let's jump into the next one. Shout out to Big Mac. So the next one is a 7/26, July 26, 2011, and this is a blown call by Jerry Meals in the 19th inning. He was back there for what, like 7 hours? Oh man. All right, whenever you're ready, bro, we'll count down.
All right,
Ready?
I'm ready.
Three, two, one. So it's a 3-3 score. A little, yeah, call them safe.
Ah, that's
And if I'm not mistaken, the Pirates were what, 2011? They were making that playoff push. There's Clint Hurdle.
oh yeah.
Uh,
Hurdle was one of those old baseball time guys. Look at that. He's going at it.
he's red, bro. And he's huge too compared to Meals.
Look look at him trying to walk away, and Hurdle's just in his grill. He's just in his grill, bro.
So with this
That's
loss,
that's
go ahead, go ahead.
that's a tough way to end the game, bro. Like I know it's been a long day. He's probably trying to go home, right? Trying to sit down and shit. But that's just a tough way to end the game. And I don't know if you saw, but right away he started going back and forth with the catcher, and he thought he missed a tag, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But he clipped him on the knee, man. He got him with the swipe tag. But what were you gonna say, bro? Sorry for cutting you off.
So this loss to the Pirates, it pushed them one game behind St. Louis, who was in first at the time. We're looking at the replay right now.
He was right there. He was in good position too, right?
I mean, up to this point in his career, he was a 14-year vet. I mean, he's seen a fair share of baseball. But I mean, sometimes they just miss the call, like uh,
No, you.
Jim Joyce.
That's what I was gonna say. Oh, look, this is my favorite part of the video, bro. I think look at that picture. He
He
was just
fell,
saying
bro.
shit. I think that was I think that was a pitcher hitting. I don't I should have written that down the name of that picture, but that was my favorite part of the video, bro. The hitter eating shit after that play. But yeah, like you said, so Meals debuted in '92. 15. He spent 15 years in the minors, so he's seen his fair share of plays. You know, he's not a novice to this shit. So it was really surprising to see him make that call. And after the game, he kind of stood by the call. He kind of said that
Mhm.
he appeared to make the wrong call. And Clinton Hurdle and Pirates are pissed. They filed to play with the MLB, and Joe Torre was the vice president that time, right? So he
Yeah,
actually admitted that Meals blew the call, and the next day Meals kind of changed his stance where fully accepted that he made the wrong call. And then the home plate meeting when they presented the lineups the next day, Clint Hurdle was in his face again, man. So I'm pretty sure it's gotta be intimidating to have that type of
Hey,
guy in your face like that, right?
yeah, he's a big guy. He's a big guy. So just to add on to what you said, um, he was a 14-year vet up to this point in the majors, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I know, this is the longest game in Pirates history, and they lost it. And so after the game, I believe, I don't know if it was after the game or the next day, Clint Hurdle said that he still felt like Jerry Mills was a good umpire, you know? So, like that's just him trying to show him love. But I went and I looked at his umpire scorecard.
There you go.
And so
Digging
he,
us some dirt, huh?
yeah, for his accuracy, he sits in the 20th percentile, and consistency, he sits in the 22nd percentile. So
Jeez. Okay.
that's pretty low, yeah. And I mean, that's not trying to take shots at at Mules, but it's just something that interested me when when he said that about him. But unless you got anything else to add, bro, you could take us to the next one.
No, yeah, it's funny that you bring that up. So I looked at his baseball reference page,
Yeah.
and they actually mentioned three additional controversial calls that he's got under his belt. So I'm not sure how good of an umpire he really is.
Yeah.
One of those calls was in Game 3 of the 2009 NLDS, Phillies against Colorado. Another one in 2012, bad call in the Yanks versus Orioles game, and that was an pennant race down the
Mm.
stretch. So that was a big call. And the third one in July of 2013, so summer game, not too much of implications, but still another bad call on his belt. And he actually became recruit chief in 2015. So uh, we'll see if he can keep his name out of the news going forward, right?
That's that seniority, right? I mean, I don't got anything else for
Yeah.
that one.
So with that being said, let's get into the next one. This is from July 27th, 1998. This is one of my favorite videos of all time. We got Jose Guillen. Let me know when you got the video going, bro.
Ready, brother.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Got a game in Coors Field. So you
Uh,
actually can't come up with the catch, but look at that throw, man.
on the fly too.
Uh,
It's just, I mean, damn, bro, to throw a baseball that far. And you know what, too? Like,
just a
you
little a
just
little curl hop and just chuck it, huh?
launched
Look at that.
it. Yeah.
Hit him in the chest. Hit him in the chest, bro.
He's thinking he has an easy triple,
You gotta
too.
believe. You gotta believe Perez. Yeah, you gotta believe Perez is probably the most shocked out of everybody in that ballpark, right?
Yeah, he's sliding
He's
and he
like, what
sees a
the
ball come
fuck,
down.
man?
That's nuts, bro. And Guillen was not that big, man, to be able to launch a ball like that. That's nuts.
Nah, man. He was. Now that you
So,
mention it, he's probably gotta be like what, 6 feet at the most.
mm, I was talking more like weight, I guess. But
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
maybe 6 feet. But he looked a little bit like on the skinnier side.
5'11", 165, bro.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
I weigh
he's not even
165.
that big of a dude, man.
Yeah, no. To launch
There
it
you
like
go,
that,
bro.
bro. I can't do that.
I don't even think I can make the throw from the third baseline to the first baseman.
For real, bro.
That's
My
a
arm will
that's a deep
fall out.
throw, bro. I,
Yeah.
I don't think like that's one of the aspects of baseball that I really appreciate the defense, and
Mm,
that's one of the things that people outside of baseball, people that aren't so much into baseball like us, that people that think baseball is easy like that, that throw from third base to first base ain't easy, man. So making that throw from right field on the fly, that's like I could watch that video all day, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And that throw was only possible because he didn't catch it. So
Yeah.
some quick info on Gian. That was his second year. He played 14 seasons in the majors. He retired in 2010. He has 0 Gold Gloves. In 1998, he had 9 assists. He has a career total of 107 assists, which is he's tied with several others on the all-time list at 265. That's up there, but 107 career major league assists is still something you don't just bat your eye at. You know, it's still very respectable.
uh, yeah, definitely. So his that year, 90, what year was that? 98? Yeah, 98,
Yeah.
he had 17 assists. The previous year he had 16.
Mm.
And after that, I think the league kind of got the hint. They stopped running on him, bro. He
Mm.
didn't reach 10 assists again until 2005. So
Got it.
I kind of prevented him from climbing up that assist list, you know.
Yeah, so that's my fault then, because I said 9 assists. I wonder what I was looking at.
Were you
And
going off
just
the
because somebody
baseball
will,
reference?
yeah, standard fielding, assists. Oh, you know what? I didn't combine. I didn't.
You're probably looking at
Yeah,
just the right field ones, or
yeah, yeah. And I looked at 97, the second row, and I said that was his nine. Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's my
okay,
fault.
yeah.
Good shit catching that, bro, and kind of clearing it up without and intentionally clearing it up. You want to take us into the next one, brother?
Yeah, the next one we got seven. This is from July 29th, 1997. Another defense, because you guys probably will catch on. I'm a big defense buff over here. We
Mm-hmm.
got Jay Buhner making the catch in Fenway Park. Ready? Let me know when you're ready.
Countdown, bro.
Three, two, one. Scott Hatterberg taking the ball deep to right,
Oh, that's
and
deep.
Jay Buhner
Ooh,
disappears. So
it popped right back up. Go ahead, bro.
I had actually never seen this video up until last year. I thought Austin Jackson was the first one to go into the bullpen like that. So I was really impressed when I saw Jay Buhner going to the bullpen because he was mostly known for his bat, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
definitely one of my favorite videos too.
Yeah. Although he did win a Gold Glove in '96 the year before.
Okay.
Yeah, but a little on Jay Buhner in '97. He was 32 years old. He collected 131 hits, 40 home runs, like you just said. He was more known for his bat. 109 RBI. So those are legitimate power numbers. 100 plus RBI, 40 plus home runs, 119 walks, but he struck out 175 times, which was league leading at the time. And that I'm sure that's not a league leading number at this point, a league leading figure. It's 175 is probably a
Joey
lot
Gallo
lower.
says no.
Yeah. In '97 was actually his third straight season with 40 home runs or more. So that just goes back to what you said. He was very well known for his bat, and his career OPS is 852, and his OPS plus is 124. So he was a good player, man. He was really good.
Yeah,
That
I bet the Yankees regret that trade, right?
yeah,
You
yeah. And then go
you
ahead,
know
bro.
you know about that trade, right?
I
You know
don't.
about that trade, right? When the Yankees they traded him away for Ken Phelps. The the Yankees had drafted Ken Phelps, and he didn't choose to sign with him, so he entered the draft the next year. Went to the Mariners. Ended up going to the Mariners eventually, and the Yankees with George Steinbrenner, they traded away their prospects. Ken Phelps ended up getting traded away in '89, and Buhner spent 14 seasons in Seattle. So
Damn.
that that's
He
one of the
for
that's one of the biggest lopsided trades in history, right?
Yeah, and he for sure Steinbrenner was for sure not a prospect hugger, like they say.
Mhm.
One
Like
last
the
thing too.
Padres.
Yeah. Hey man, the Padres let loose, bro. We'll talk about that a little later.
We'll get to that later. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, but one last thing I want to add: that Fenway wall, the bullpen wall, makes me feel like I can even rob a home run, bro. But obviously, I'm dreaming over here. But
That
these guys make it look like almost a little easy sometimes, you know?
yeah, bro. I'm glad that you brought that up again because, like I mentioned, the Austin Jackson catch earlier.
Hmm.
That was in 2017.
Okay.
Jackie, I don't know if you remember, Jackie Bradley Jr. had a pretty amazing catch back there too,
Yeah,
robbing a home run in that little corner. And that Fenway Park's one of the oldest, I think, probably one of
I
the
think
oldest
it is the
ballparks in the
oldest.
league, right?
Yeah,
So the weird configurations over there in right center field make it a challenge, but it's not easy, like you say, you know. And I don't know if you remember when Torrey Hunter tried to catch a ball, and I want to say it was the 2013 ALDS. It was a David Ortiz home run. You just see Torrey Hunter running towards the bullpen, and he just flops over the bullpen
Eh,
ball without catching the ball. So you know
I
it's
can't.
not an easy thing.
I'll throw that video in there when we
Yeah,
when we get to edit it.
if you guys have the chance, you guys need to take a look at that video, man.
Yeah,
It'll give you a little chuckle.
yeah. If anything, I'll include it right here while you talk about it later. Um, so the last one is July 31st, 96, and Albert Bell smashes a walk-off grand slam to help the Indians win. So whenever you're ready, just let me know.
Ready?
All right, three, two, one. That batting stands for a big dude, huh? It's kind of crazy how
Mm-hmm.
he
Looking like
admired
he's
his home
swinging,
runs too. What was that, brother?
looking like he was swinging a tree branch, bro.
Yeah,
Big ass power swing.
yeah. Look, whoever that teammate is, he's punching him for sure. He probably doesn't even feel it. Damn, bro. Um, 96. Bell was in the middle of his prime. Obviously, his career ended short because of injury, but in 96, he put together 124 runs, 187 hits, 38 doubles, 48 bombs, and 148 RBI. The RBI total was league leading. He hit for 311, 410, 623, and 1.033. But yeah, he was a power hitter, a legit power hitter.
Yeah, he was one of the biggest sluggers of the '90s. Definitely one of my favorite players. One of those guys I wish I would have been able to see him go off in batting practice.
Hmm. Yeah,
And like you mentioned, his career got cut short. 12 seasons in the league, 381 home runs. So he definitely would have probably cracked, 400 easily. Might have had a chance at 500. I don't know if you think he had a chance at that. If maybe he kept playing another 8 years,
yeah,
because
in the American League.
yeah, he was averaging over 30, 40 home runs a year.
Yeah, and you bring that up, even 400. Obviously, 400 was realistic, very realistic. He ended with 1,726 hits. He would have cleared 2,000, no problem either. And that would have been
Oh
a
yeah,
400, 500 home run career along with 2,000 hits. That's Hall of Fame, no doubt, you know. That July, I looked more into his July. July of 96 for Bell, he hit 11 home runs. He only had one multi home run game that month. He had 33 RBI, 33 hits, a 324 batting average, and a 1.155 OPS. Um, I didn't write down um, how many games he played that month, but his longest hitting streak in 96 was 21 games, and his longest on base streak was 50 games. So he was a machine, man.
that's what I was gonna touch up on right now. I have his baseball reference page open right now, and he
Uh huh.
never struck out. He only struck out more than 100 times twice in his career. and he was averaging right around 80 strikeouts a year. So he was only not only was he a slugger, man, but he was a hitter.
Yeah, he was picky with his pitches and for sure got his, right?
One of those hard nosed, gritty baseball players from the '90s that I miss, you know.
Yeah. He's very well known for that play at second too, no?
Yeah,
Obviously that
Fernando
happened.
Vina.
Yeah, that happened a few months
Yeah.
ago, so we have to wait till next year, but we'll for sure react to that one next year. Maybe at the end of the year, you never know. We can do a little fun show, or we just have some honorable mentions throughout the year and just react to videos all day. But yeah, that's one he's well known for. So that completes his first segment, the 5 features of the week. We hope you guys liked them. Like I said, feel free to DM us on Instagram if you guys want anything specific included, and if we get enough people saying so, we will happily include that and react to it. So we can satisfy your taste buds a little more. You want to take us into the next segment, bro?
Yeah, we got the news topic coming up next. The first news story I want to touch up on is the home run chase by Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
He's currently at 43 home runs. Just to start off, he's on pace for 67 home runs.
That's nuts.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
So he had he
Go
had
ahead. Go
he
ahead.
had 13 home runs in July.
Mm-hmm.
The Angels had 14 home runs. They were the
Oh
lowest
damn.
team with home runs. Just to
Oh
put that
man.
in perspective. So through 104 games, he has 43 home runs, right? There
Yeah.
have been 80 seasons with 60 plus home runs. And of those eight, only two of them have more home runs than he has at the current pace. So the chance he has to break Ruth's record of 61, I mean Maris's record of 61, is definitely attainable.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what kind of chance he has to reach that Bonds record.
That Bonds one is just nuts, man. I mean, obviously, it may be possible if he goes on a little tear. I mean, like if he hasn't been on a tear all season, huh? So just to touch back on
Exactly.
your July stats, 13 home runs for Judge, 25 runs, 31 hits, 32 RBI, 1.253 OPS in 25 games. And so far this season, he has 89 runs, which is league leading, 115 hits, 43 bombs, league leading, 93 RBI, league leading, and he's hitting 299, just under 300, with an OPS of 1.063. And just to touch on it, a slugging of 680, which is league leading as well. Anything else you
Talk
want to add to the?
talk talk about betting on yourself, right?
They're wishing they paid, bro. They're wishing they paid because that bill is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're looking solid. They're looking solid. They're they have the best record in the league, right? So they're looking like they're gonna make a deep playoff push, and if they get a ring or anything like that, they're gonna have to load up the dump trucks and hand deliver
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah. They're
um,
they're gonna have to pay up. One more thing I wanted to touch up
but
on for his home run. I
uh-huh.
was on Baseball Savant.
Yes, sir.
So they define no doubt home runs as being out of all 30 stadiums. They
Okay.
define mostly gone as being out in 8 to 29 stadiums, and doubters that are out of seven stadiums or fewer. And of the 43 home runs, Judge has 27 no doubters. Schwarber, who has 33 home runs, second on the list, he only has 14 no doubters.
Man, that
So
just goes to show
just to put that in perspective, man, he's
the strength, huh?
they're not cheap shots, and these Aaron Judge's bats are turning into a much watched TV.
Yeah, it would be so dope just for baseball's sake if he pushes toward that Maris and Bonds territory. Just good storyline, get people drawn onto baseball just before the postseason starts. Um, Yeah, the most home runs in a single season, 73 and 01, like you said, by Barry Bonds. And what it's what is that? 21 years later, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not doing
21
my
years
math
later.
wrong. So that's
There you
something
go.
you don't see. That's like one of those like that Halley's Comet or whatever that
Yeah, there
every
you
now
go.
and then it's gonna come by, and you better not miss it if it happens, you know?
Yeah.
Because the next time we see another, not saying it will happen, whatever, but like the next time we maybe get a chance to see something like this, we might be old as hell, you know? Might be like 50, 60 years old. Just because also I want to add too, bro, how hard it is for these hitters now that they're switching pitchers in and out and all the data they have against them. And I know they made a big deal about it. He gets a lot of called strikes very low that are not
Yeah.
strikes. I didn't word that properly, but you know what I'm saying.
I understood what you were saying, and not. I like that you brought that fact up, but pitchers are throwing way harder now than they ever have before.
Yeah,
Not only that, but the home runs were down I think in the first, what, 6 weeks of the year.
yeah, yeah,
So that kind of had an effect on the league too. So what he's doing is very special, and kind of what we touched up on last week, that we hope to be reviving the sport, and hopefully judges bringing some more eyes to the sport, and getting people engaged.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So we'll see. We'll for sure touch up on this topic a little later in the season. Um, let's get into the next one, unless you got something else you want to add, bro.
That was it, bro.
So we're gonna cover injuries now as far as the next news topic, and the first one I want to go over, bro. I'm sorry for stumbling my words. Is J Rod. It sucks to see him go down. He's on a 10-day IL with a wrist injury. His X-rays came back negative, so hopefully he's back in action soon. And he was actually hit in the eighth inning on an attempted swing this past Saturday in the eighth inning of a game between the Mariners and Astros. And I don't know if you saw, bro, but did the Mariners like retaliate and try to hit Altuve? I seen
The
something
following
that,
game,
yeah.
the following
So
game. That's right. Yeah,
I saw the J Rod at bat, and it didn't look intentional. Honestly, it looked like something that ran up in on him. And but I mean, yeah, you gotta protect your guy, bro. It is what it is. I don't agree throwing at the head, but uh, you gotta let it be known. Hey, you better be careful if you're pitching up and into our boy, because that's the guy right now, bro. And they're building everything around him.
it's especially your best player. Yeah, man. You're. I'm pretty sure it wasn't said, but it was understood that you got to protect your best player on the
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
And like you said, the X-rays were negative, so hopefully he doesn't miss too much time. He was really worried in the beginning because he I saw that he had broken his wrist back in 2019 in the minor leagues.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So when it happened, it was just kind of deja vu all over again. So hopefully he doesn't miss too much time, because we were just talking about him last week on the rookie of the year.
Yeah, the rookie
Uh,
rankings.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it sucks to see him go down. Going into today, the Mariners had a 1-game lead on that third wild card spot, I want to say.
Mm,
So it's just bad timing for them.
yeah, yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, they're playing the Yankees right now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, sucks to see him go down. And oh yeah, and go look up his YouTube. His YouTube is cool. We said that last week. We shouted out his YouTube channel. It's just super cool, man. It's cool to see that side of him. You want to cover the next player, bro, and start us into that?
Yeah, the next one I have on the list is Trout. That back injury kind of shocked the baseball world, right?
Yeah.
Kind of went from being a career ending to just kind of something he's gonna have to deal with along his career.
Hmm. Yeah, I seen when that tweet came out, it sent shockwaves everywhere. The tweet says something about him having to manage his back for the rest of his career, and it was like, bro, he still has another 10 seasons. Like that would like affect his numbers
Exactly.
so
So he's
much.
he's only he's only 30 years old. So we could probably get another 10 years out of him, not maybe 12. Since well, he's already got 12 years in his belt. I can see him going another 12,
And
especially with the DH.
yeah, the those Mickey Mantle comparisons are far too close because I don't know. I'm sure you know, but I didn't know until maybe like a year or so ago that Mantle actually tore. like ligament in his knee when he was like a rookie, and so he ended up playing on bad knees his whole career. I'm sure everybody knows about the bad knees, but he tore,
Oh
yeah,
shit.
yeah, like
I knew about the bad knees, but I knew about the bad knees, but I didn't know about
on a
the
play in the
ligament stuff.
outfield, bro. On a play in the outfield, I forget where I learned about it, bro. I'll look it up and I'll send it to you. But it's crazy because he was just a kid, you know, and nobody knew what
Shit.
he was gonna do, and he tore his knee up, and then
That's
it's just
crazy. That's crazy that you bring that up. So he actually has something to point to, right? So when I was reading about this Trout injury, he says he doesn't know what caused it, which is more scary, right? Because if you don't know what the hell caused it, you can't stay away from that shit, right? But he
yeah,
still hasn't even started. He still hasn't even started baseball activities. He's already starting up the core exercises, all that stuff. The one thing I did read is that he felt he was struggling at the plate, and he was trying to overdo it, and he thinks maybe the overdoing it kind of messed him up. But still, if you can't pinpoint the cause, you
yeah.
can't
I seen
really be too confident going
yeah,
forward, right?
yeah, and it's funny that you bring up that he doesn't know where it came from because I did see a tweet from Bush Leaguer, I think that's his name. Yeah, he's a funny account,
Okay.
and he says that he got it from carrying the Angels for so
that,
long. Just poking
that,
some fun, we're not trying to talk shit.
makes
Like,
total sense, bro. That makes
I'm
total
gonna
sense.
make sure I
That's
screenshot that and
that's
insert it.
that's Artie Moreno's fault right there.
I'll make sure I screenshot it so people don't think I'm just talking shit. But I've seen that it just started busting up. So hopefully he gets better soon,
Trout,
man. Because
Trout's, Trout's gonna hit.
Charles gonna what, bro?
He's gonna have to hit Artie Moreno with that workers comp for the rest of his life, bro.
Damn, bro. We need Trout, man. We need Trout healthy, and baseball needs him. And hopefully we see him before the season ends. The next player is DeGrom. He's actually, I believe, he's making his debut Thursday, which is 2 days from now. Yeah, today's Tuesday. We're
I
filming
thought
this on a Tuesday.
I thought he was
Or
supposed to make it today.
yeah,
Wasn't
maybe I'm tripping, bro. Because I did hear something like
could have
that too.
sworn. Yeah, because you know how they traded away Soto today.
Yeah,
Everybody was saying that there was a no hitter watch against the Nationals because DeGrom was coming back.
all bad. um, I
Yeah,
got you. Yeah, you're right.
he's got 5 innings, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, no walks, 6 strikeouts. They're
Like his
down.
normal self.
Of course, the Mets aren't giving him any run support. They're down 1-0 in the sixth right now.
Yeah. So that's my fault. I should have. I don't know why I put Thursday. Maybe I just confused the days or whatever. But he's been sidelined all season, so this made me think the Mets are in first right now with a 65-37 record. He hasn't pitched for them all season. They have 3.5 games on the Braves, and even without DeGrom, they ranked fifth in pitching in the whole league and second in the NL behind the Dodgers. They have 14 shutouts, if I'm not mistaken, and that's league leading. They have 966 team strikeouts behind Atlanta, a 1.18 WHIP, and a 232 batting average against. So they they're pitching without him, bro, and it's gonna get a little more tough to see those Mets with him in that rotation again.
I just hope he can stay healthy. He's
Yeah.
been missing in major league action for over 13 months, I want to say, or 12 months, right around there. So he's one of the best arms in the league. Kind of back to what we are talking about Trout. The baseball world is better with him in it,
Hmm.
and kind of like what you just touched up on. If the Mets have been able to keep this up so far without him, they're only going to get scarier with him. And
Yeah.
maybe see if they can hold on to that division over the Braves.
Mm. Yeah, because you got the Braves coming back, huh? They bolstered up this trade
Exactly. Yeah.
deadline. Yeah, they bolstered up.
Oh yeah. Well,
Um,
so kind of back to touch up on the ground. If
uh
if he stays healthy, you think he'll end up opting out?
Uh, I want to say, yeah, just to get paid, bro. It depends on how much.
If if
Depend.
if Scherzer's getting 42, 43,
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
DeGrom's gonna get what 45, 40,
yeah,
47
bro.
maybe.
And you can't blame them. Obviously, the whole topic of greed comes in, but oh, Lindor just hit a home run for them. He heard you talking, saying they got no run support. But yeah, bro. Like, look, at the end of the day, yeah, there's greed, this and that, but like, you can't blame these guys, man, for trying to get the most for what they can get. I don't know if I just said that properly, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like,
Nah,
you can't
I
blame them, man.
understood
You
you.
can't
Yeah,
be
yeah, I
hating.
did.
You can't be. It just is what it is. That's the field they're in. They're getting paid for being highly specialized individuals, and that's just what they're gonna get paid, man. And more power to you, man. Go get your bag and secure your family, bro.
Yeah,
Secure your family for generations. Anything else you want to add to injuries, brother?
that's all I have for this week, man.
Cool. You want to bring us into the next and final segment?
Yeah, yeah, the last segment we got for this week. This is gonna be the revolving door, as we mentioned earlier. Last week we did bold predictions.
Hmm.
This week we kind of wanted to focus on the trade deadline, just to kind of focus in on the day and highlight a few things that we found interesting. The first one I wanted to touch up on is the Padres. Talk about the Padres going all in, huh? So they're actually 12 games back of the division. So I don't I don't think they have a chance at the division, right? So they're focused on making a deep playoff run here, not only this year but in the next 2.5 years. So they got Josh Hader. The first one that surprised me was the Josh Hader one.
Yeah.
That one that one was completely out of left field for me. I don't know if you anticipated that one. The
No.
Brewers are actually the Brewers are actually leading the NL Central right now.
Oh yeah. That's the
I
part that
would
gets
put
me the most.
I would put Hader as in top three closers in the league right now, top five.
Yeah. I would say
So
top five. Top five.
I don't
But
know if the Brewers. I don't know if the Brewers just plan on outslugging everybody. They don't need a closer anymore. I don't know what their plan is going forward.
maybe they have
But
some
that
guys in that
that's
pen that we don't know about.
well, I saw
But
Devin Williams has picked up a couple saves, but I wouldn't put him up there with Hader.
yeah, no, yeah, Hater does have that track record. And
And I
so,
actually had the Padres
go ahead, brother.
listed as the number one team that surprised me. But now that they got Soto today, they're just going all in. They
They're
put all their chips in the middle of the
Yep,
table.
yep, they're in all the way, bro. And I mean, more power to them. They gotta at some point they had to do something to keep up with that juggernaut that is the Dodgers, because the Dodgers they've been like a steamroller these past what, like four,
Yeah.
five, 6 seasons. They've just been steamrolling the National League, man. And it's cool to see them trying to punch back. And they play this weekend, like you said, so it should be fun to keep up with that series. You mentioned they're 12 games back. Well, they have 12 games left with the Dodgers, so I'm sure there's some fans out there doing some math.
Mm.
Hey, you never know.
Oh, there's gotta be a couple of crazy Padres fans wanting the division, right?
Can't blame them, bro. So just to recap that trade, and then right now we'll get into the Soto one, which I do have some fun stuff to talk about in regards to that one. I'm sure you do too. The Padres received Hader, and Milwaukee received left-handed pitcher Taylor Rogers, right-handed pitcher Dinelson Lamet, left-handed pitcher Robert Gasser, who was the seventh prospect in the San Diego pipeline, and Esteury Ruiz, which is the 28th in the San Diego pipeline. So I mean, they bolstered up, bro. They got some young guys, but like I mean, only time will tell with the young guys.
Yeah.
So obviously the big splash, everybody's talking about it. Or did you have something to add, brother?
On just the Hater one, I
Yes, sir.
still that shit's racking my brain, bro.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
He had a bad July. He had a bad July.
Hmm.
That was it, man. He's
Yeah.
no whatever, man.
You looked up his stats this season?
No, I didn't. I just saw that he had a bad July. I
Um,
just
oh, he's league leading with 29 saves, 34 innings pitched, um, 37 games, 59 strikeouts, ERA plus 97, just a little below average. Yeah, he's not having his typical year. He was still an all-star, and he's 28 years old, and he's proven that he's been there. He can pitch in high leverage situations, and so looking forward to seeing him pitch against the Dodgers. You know, like in some high leverage situations. I want to see that. I really want to see that.
that's what I mean. I don't know what the Brewers' plan is going forward. You need that proven track record with your closer. You know, you can't just that ninth inning ain't for everybody. You know.
Yeah, yeah. So the next one we could jump into is obviously the Soto one, the one that took over the headlines, the one
Yeah.
everybody's talking about. Just to recap it real quick, so we can just get past the names. San Diego received Juan Soto and Josh Bell. Josh Bell's a first baseman, and the Nationals received C.J. Abrams, a shortstop. Mackenzie Gore, who I think is recently injured, left-handed pitcher. Robert Hassel III, who is the number one prospect in their farm system and the 21st in the pipeline as far as MLB is concerned. I have his first Bowman card, so I hope he does good. And they also received James.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I got that in a pack like a year
Yeah.
or so ago. Outfielder James Wood, who is a number 3 in the San Diego pipeline, but 88 in the majors, and Jarlin Susana, who is number 14 in the Padres um, pipeline. Hosmer was included, but he started some drama, and he ended up getting Luke Voigt sent to the Nationals, which kind of sucks, bro. But any more you want to add? I got some more stuff, but I want you to chime in.
No, that was just kind of I just wanted to touch up on that, but I thought it was funny that the Padres were like, you still can't play here, bro. Your ass is going to Boston,
That's all
and,
bad,
and
bro.
they were able to plug in Luke Voigt in there. Kind of a raw deal for Luke Voigt, you know. He was
That
probably excited that he
sucks.
got to play with Soto, but yeah.
It's all bad. So
We'll see. So I don't think the Padres' plan is to resign him going forward, right? They're probably just banking on winning the World Series in the next 3 years,
I
whatever's
would
left
say
on
so
the.
because then they're gonna have Tatis and Machado on that payroll, and that's it's a lot of money,
They
man.
don't even have they don't even have Tatis back on the roster this year, huh? So
He's been
uh,
making like practice appearances though. From what
okay,
so hopefully he's back soon, and that all goes back to just for the sake of baseball, just to see everybody in that lineup healthy, just to be entertained to the fullest extent. So as far as Soto, bro, I have some stuff that I dug up. They it rem, it reminded me of like I was like, when was the last time a big player like this got traded? And I saw a little bit of it on 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 MLB Network, I think a couple days ago, if not last week, and it was Miguel Cabrera, right? The Florida Marlins sent Miguel Cabrera and Dontrell Willis to the
okay,
to the
right.
Tigers in exchange for Burke Badenhop.
That was part of
Listen
the
to these
Mike
names:
Cameron.
Cameron Maven,
Yeah.
Frankie De La Cruz, Andrew Miller, Mike Rubello,
Uh,
Dallas, Trey Ahern. So out of all those names, bro, only Cameron Maven and Andrew Miller were able to play 10 plus years. And that's kind of like one of those things where you kind of think the Nationals are still, they're getting some young guys, bro. But with the young guys, you're always playing with fire. You just never know. You never know.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
Juan Soto is so established already. So I went and I dug up um, first 5 years of Miggy's career, 03 to 07 when he got traded. 720 games, 449 runs, 842 hits, 183 doubles, 138 home runs, 523 RBI, 322 walks, to the slash line of 313, 388, 542, and a 929 OPS, OPS plus of
Mm.
143. So now trip out on this, bro.
Yeah.
Soto's stats through 5 years. Now, remember, this includes the pandemic year. He has
Okay.
565 games, 399 runs, 569 hits, 108 doubles, 119 home runs. Up to that point, Miggy had 138 home runs,
Yeah.
358 RBIs, 464 walks, which surpasses Miggy's walk rate by well over 100. A 291 batting average, no, an on base of 427, which surpassed Miggy's 538 slugging, which was just 4 points under Miggy's. And he had a higher OPS and OPS plus. His OPS is 966 in his first 5 years, and his OPS plus, bro, 160. 28, 17
Yeah.
points higher than Miggy's, bro. And look at where Miggy ended up. So now, just to go back to the playing with fire, bro.
Me.
Go ahead.
Uh-huh. Nah, me is a no doubt Hall of Famer for his ballot shit.
Yeah, and it looks
I
like
would
Soto's
even say unanimous at this point, man.
yeah, and it looks like Soto's on that track. So now just to go back, bro, to that playing with fire.
Holy shit.
Baden Hop only played 8 years. De La Cruz only played 4. Maven, like I said, played 15, 10 plus. Miller played 16. Rebello played 3, and the last guy, Dallas Trahern was a lifelong minor leaguer. So it's just it makes you think, bro. It makes you think. This sport is very hard, and
Nah,
they
yeah,
go ahead.
like I mentioned, everybody loves prospects. You know, you need a good farm system. You need that shit, but nothing like having a proven player. Like you know what's expected of him. You know,
Yeah.
and kind of I wanted to mention what the Cubs did when they traded away Gleyber Torres and all those prospects back then.
Uh-huh.
If you tell them, would you do it again, knowing that you won the World Series? I can bet you 100% that they'll do it again,
Yeah. Easy.
time and time again. So that's what the Padres are banking on, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those
And
those
go ahead.
those minor leaguers might make the show, might spend 10 years in the league, but you'll trade
Just
that away for a championship or two.
just never
And
know, man.
that's crazy that his stats are so comparable to Miggy, man. That's
Yeah.
and he's 23. That's crazy.
Bro.
That,
Uh
you just reminded me what I wanted to touch up on.
yes, yes,
What I
yes, yes.
wanted to touch up on. The Nationals are stupid thinking they're stupid thinking he was gonna accept 29 million a year, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
bro.
get it was 15 years the contract, but 29 million a year.
Somebody did
I
these
think
numbers for
Austin Riley
Soto.
just got 22 million a year from the Braves right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So Soto's gonna get 50 million a year, bro.
And his agent is Boris, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so he had like all kinds of stats in front of Soto, like, hey, bro, you can't accept
yeah, bro.
anything less than this. Look at who you're comparable to. And it's just we might not see another trade like this for another 10, 15 years. Another big impact trade like this, because it's just, and even with all those young guys that they got, top prospect, this and that, like, still doesn't seem like it's enough for a player of that caliber. I mean, look at what
No,
look at
no,
what the Tigers gave up in order to get
yeah.
back Miggy, and the Marlins ended up with just none of them ended up pitching for them for the rest of their career.
I was gonna say. So Maven spent 15 years in the league, but he bounced around a bunch of teams off the top of
Yeah,
my head, right?
yeah,
So did Miller. Miller probably had his best years with Cleveland.
yeah,
The
yeah. When they had that run, and
so
then he had some nice
yeah.
years with the Yankees as well, and
Well,
then
that's
went
probably
with Boston. I'm sorry.
that's true. That's true. That's probably Florida's Marlins fault because they like to trade away everybody, right? But still, you know you I I agree with what the Padres did.
Yeah,
Just trade away all the prospects, bro.
you got to
Get
do
this
it for
fucking
a guy
ring.
like that.
Let's get this ring. Yeah.
And if you never know, bro, if they do something special, they can just get the guy to take a little bit of a discount and sell him the dream of,
Yeah.
hey, we can start a dynasty with you and Tatis and Machado. To me, he's a Hall of Famer already. Like, not like, I wouldn't say already, but he's on the track. I think he's gonna end up
Yeah.
with
Yeah. Yeah.
2,000 plus hits, He's a six-time All-Star, and I think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer, bro. Maybe to me, I'm a little biased because he came up when me and you were in high school, or just
Right.
just out of high school, and he's one of those players I've just been following forever, and I've always loved following him. But yeah, man, that's that
Not
Soto
not
splash. Uh-huh.
now that you bring that up, kind of brings us into our next trade, the next trade topic.
Yeah,
And this one pissed me off, bro. The Orioles, what the Orioles are doing.
yeah, yeah,
This this one really got to me, man. This is what the problem is with baseball today,
yeah,
with teams not trying to win, man. So
yeah, bro.
The Orioles as of today, they're 2.5 games back of that third wild card spot. They're a game above 500. They're one of the good stories of this baseball season, right?
Hmm.
And what the hell they do? They trade away Mancini and they trade away their closer Lopez. Like it's got to be tough in that clubhouse right now, right?
Yeah, bro, because it doesn't for sure it has to feel like they're not trying to set you guys up to like make a run to it was like they just tank, man. They just tanked so that they could get top picks. And I know I understand there's a strategy behind it, bro, but it just sucks, man. It sucks. It has to be like some dark times over there in Baltimore because like you said, man, they're in the race and you just never know sometimes. And the Baltimore Orioles had some solid teams at the end of the early 2010s, 2010, 11, 12. That's some solid teams, bro.
Yeah,
With Mark Reynolds
it's
and
got Machado,
Ryan
Matt
Roberts,
Wieters,
Machado,
Chris
Wieters.
Davis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro. And I mean, hey, only they know what they're doing behind those closed doors, right? As far as the Astros getting Mancini, though, that's something that's gonna just make them that much more dangerous because the Astros, as it is, bro, they're a dangerous ball club. And right now, I'm just looking at Mancini's stats real quick this year. He has an OPS of 751, OPS plus of 114 in 92 games, um, 95 hits, 10 bombs, 41 RBI. So he's consistent across the board. He's not gonna pop out at you, but he's gonna fit right in with that lineup that just makes everybody better.
yeah, definitely. So he's only 30 years old. One of the older guys on that Oriole team, of course. But he was, he came up through their system, so it's gotta suck to be an Oriole fan today.
That and a national fan too, bro. I mean, unless you're looking
Yeah,
at
I
like
think
down the
I think
line.
the Nationals. I think the Nationals were kind of, they're kind of to be expected.
Yeah,
It was kind
yeah.
of been in the news for the
It was a
last two
tainted
weeks or whatever.
relationship already. Yeah,
But I think this Oreo shit just took everyone by surprise, man.
yeah, yeah,
I don't know. Kind of like the hater when that shit just doesn't make sense to me.
yeah. So as far as
Lost
the
you again, bro. Lost you again. Okay, there you are. There
you
you are.
good right there. So as far as the
Yeah.
last trade you want to cover, I see you wrote down right here on the notes, Luis Castillo, right?
Yeah, Luis Castillo. The reason I got him on the list is because I think the Mariners were kind of a sleeper team for him, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The two teams I saw that were most interested in him were the Yankees and the Astros. So
Hmm.
the kind of like the Padres, the Mariners are not in competition for the AL West. I think they're over 12 games back as well. But it looks like they're going all in for this postseason run, man. They're banking on the fact that the Angels aren't in the picture, so they're trying to make this playoff run. And so they had Luis Castillo to go along with George Kirby, Robbie Ray, Chris Flexen, and Marcos Gonzalez. So it gives them a formidable starting five.
And another guy who actually started today, Logan Gilbert. He is really good, bro. He's having a great
Okay.
season, a 291
He's a
ERA.
rookie. He's a rookie, I think, right?
Yeah, 127 innings pitched, 119 strikeouts. And yeah, he is a rookie and a 1.17 whip, so 10-4 record. sub 3 ERA. So that pitching staff would be fun to watch go against the Astros because they are pretty deep now with adding Luis Castillo, who this year is pitching sub 3 to a 2.86 ERA, 85 innings pitched, 90 strikeouts, 63 hits, 159 ERA plus, and just going back to what Kevin said earlier, ERA plus league average is 100, so he's at 159. He's only had a sub average ERA plus once in his career, which was 97, which is not even far off, and that was way back in 2018. Other than that, his ERA plus has always been over 115, and his highest is this year. So I mean, what better time, right? It
Yeah.
looks like they might make a nice solid run.
And they actually have him for this year and next year as well.
Oh
He's
yeah,
signed
I
for
did hear
next
that.
year.
You're right. You're right.
So
Good
so
point.
the Mariners they did give up quite a haul to get him, but I think that's one of those guys that is worth it. You know, he was probably the top pitcher on the market this year, right?
I believe so. Now, do you have a list of those Mariners players that gave up? Just so people,
I had it, but of course I don't have it anymore.
I know they gave up Noelvi, which is the guy I
And
brought up last week in the Soto deal.
Noelvi Marte, he's 11th overall on the MLB's prospect pipeline, excuse me.
Yeah, yeah,
So they, like I mentioned, they gave up a haul, but you know, prospects are prospects are only prospects until they prove
yeah,
themselves, I guess.
yeah, yeah. And they're saying for Noelvi, I believe he's not gonna. They're saying he might end up transitioning to like a third or second or something like that. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Um,
he's a shortstop right
yeah,
now, but they're comparing him to Rafael Devers, where he might make the move over to third base. You know.
yeah. But I mean, hey, like you said earlier, like you said last week, bro, they're trying to bring some exciting baseball back to the Pacific Northwest, and I'm all for it, bro. I'm all for it. Hopefully, they can make a run since it looks like the Angels sold this this past trade deadline that just happened today, and maybe we can get the Mariners in the playoffs this year. They've been in a drought since '01, since they had that amazing season, a season
Yeah.
that even though they had an incredible season, sadly it's forgotten about if they don't win it all. You know, that's just how it is sometimes. But it'd be cool to see them in the playoffs. It'd be real cool. Other than that, do you have anything else, bro?
That's all I had for today, brother.
So just to recap, obviously we didn't cover the multiple amount of trades that happened. We wish we could, but we're trying to keep this bite sized. We're not trying to make it too long for you guys. And like I said, maybe in a year, maybe next year, we can do a whole show dedicated just to the trades, and we can get dig deep into it. But like I said, what Kevin and I want to do right now is just provide this content for you guys, provide our perspective, and just build until we can get you guys on board with this, so you guys really like mess with us. And maybe down the line we can do specialized shows where we focus on specific things and just really dive deep, because we that's one thing we love to do. We can just dive deep on one topic and make a whole 50-minute show about it, and we hope that's in the near future for us. But like I said, right now it's just little things here and there that we want to cover, and we're sorry if we didn't like include your team or include a fact or an upload from Instagram if we didn't include it in the 5 features that you wanted to see or something like that. But just work with us, and eventually we'll get this right. And as far as news, maybe next week we can throw in a third topic, Kevin. Just
Yeah.
just to try to get another topic in there, and some a random topic or something fun, something funny, just something different. But yeah, that wraps up this episode. And thank you guys, whoever's watching, whoever's liking. We appreciate you to the fullest. We're so thankful to be able to do this, and it just I know I speak for the both of us when I say that it just makes us feel good to be able to do something like this, because growing up as little kids, we probably never thought something like this was even like in our trajectory of life, and now here we are filming the second episode of our podcast. So, you want to add some words, Kev?
No, just want to thank you guys for joining us on the second episode, and hopefully you find our take on things interesting, and hopefully we can make this a part of your weekly schedule, and make us a part of your day going forward.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, without further ado, we'll let you guys go on with your week. We'll catch you guys next week, and just we're gonna start showing the podcast a little bit of the. We're gonna promote the podcast on the Instagram page, so you guys will start seeing like a little bit clips here and there, but you'll see what I mean. Anyway, maybe you guys can start DMing us and interacting a little more, because we would like to get some people on as well. But yeah, enjoy your guys' week. I hope you have a good week, brother. We'll talk obviously after this, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Right on. Take it easy, guys.